right, I think most of us are of the understanding that Tanisha is not being totally honest about her full involvement with Reality Von Tease. She's saying what Monica did and what Koa did, but not what she did. Well, Koa took to his Instagram stories today, and I'm going to break down what he said. In case you don't know, Koa is the designer who did Jen's first season reunion dress, the one with the feathers in her face. He's the one that she's yelling at in that first video that gets released. He says that himself, Monica, Tanisha, Paulina, Savannah were the 5 who ran the account. He says, I know Monica said 6, but it was 5 of us who were in the group chats, logging in, DMing people, etc. The way the account came to be is he didn't know about the video recording of Jen yelling at him. So obviously it was one of them, either Tanisha or Monica or Paulina or Savannah. They had like a meeting at Koa's house where they were like, look, we want to release this video to expose Jen for being just the worst and abusive and terrible, but she does say your name in the video, so it's going to bring you some attention. Are you cool with it? During this time, when the video gets released, he was then going on podcasts and whatnot, doing interviews. There were a few times where Tanisha would sit in with him and kind of like guide or regulate what he was saying in the interview. He claims that it really was just a Jen takedown page. It's possible he doesn't know what the other 4 were sending to the cast. He says, I don't feel bad about that person sitting in jail right now. Anything I was posting exposing this human being of her character and the type of person that she was to all of us, I don't feel bad about that. Now to the part that really shifts things for me. Heather, as Koa calls her, Tanisha's housewife, she knew about the recordings before they were even posted. So Tanisha most likely shared them with Heather, which means Heather was playing as such a double agent. So allegedly this is Heather. So Heather is the gray, Koa is the blue. This is Heather. If anyone asks why you don't work with her or if she tries to blame you, a 2-second excerpt of that audio will vindicate. I can't stop thinking about it. He says, thank God for that recording. Sorry, my cat is getting involved. Your portfolio, your talent, and your dedication are a much more powerful voice. But yeah, receipts or it didn't happen. He says she's trying to make a drama a felony and a storyline for season 2. She says, a felony? Yeah, she's claiming I stole from her, which I have receipts that I didn't. She says, can I play the audio for Meredith? I trust her 100%. You need to get ahead of this. Can I give the audio to Bravo PR? Mind you, this is during a time that Heather was super cool with Jen. Ugh, I'm so sorry. I'll give them to Meredith. She will know what to do. She is wise and fair and smart, unlike Jen. LOL. So I also want to be talking to Meredith. I want to be asking Meredith what's going on here. They were ride or die for Jen. Make receipts ASAP. Documents. Now, my question about this one screen in particular is the color is slightly different than the last slide. That could just be the camera though, right? They wouldn't like doctor this up. Especially this part. It's not like it's that damning. All right, so now for Tanisha's involvement, that to me should be like the end of her employment with Heather, unless Heather was super privy to all of this. So Tanisha writes in their group chat, I wouldn't trust Angie. She's just as snake-like as the rest. She's nice to you, but she's looking for an end to the show. Always keep that in mind. Don't ever be too trusting of any of them. They've all got their own agendas. They all hate each other, and they are all always looking for something to keep in their back pockets to use against each other. This one, though, like, fire her. Koa, exactly. But I know some shady shit Angie and her husband have done that I've never spoken about. But I'm telling you, she is no one's friend. Her and Jen got along for a reason. She's got her own shady shit. But anyway, I'm going to go back to sleep. My point is, if Tanisha's doing this, why wouldn't this be a done deal for Heather? Is it one of those things where Tanisha like pled guilty, so Heather is letting her off the hook? But if anything, this is a total violation. The way she's talking about these people that are her clients, friends, or coworkers or whatever. I'm just confused why Tanisha isn't in more trouble with Heather. Why does she get a pass? She should be fired, right? If we're playing fair. It's just such a dangerous and odd game for Tanisha to be playing. Like, you know, there's going to be all these screenshots, all these recordings of you involved, yet you're going to be denying it. And all the, tea she drops or info or whatever, I've seen the interviews and things she's done. She doesn't really get anywhere. Like, I don't really I'm like, okay, but you still were involved with Reality Von Tease. And at the end of the day, that's the only crime that's been committed. So then why is she getting a pass from Heather? For Heather, this was the biggest betrayal. Get out of here. And I think this is the issue. I think Monica fucked up. Monica wanted to be a housewife. What could have happened is if she had been honest, I don't know, and said, yeah, we ran that account. If it really was just a Jen takedown account, then these other women shouldn't have cared, right? If that's really what it was, then these women would have been like, okay, cool. That account was really nice to me. They just hated Jen. So we could have had a season of learning about what Koa, Monica, Savannah, what they were doing to expose Jen. And we could have got a real version of Monica. But Monica wanted to be a housewife. That really threw off their plan. That really threw it off. She came on as a housewife and didn't add any of this into her personality. This is a big part of someone's personality. Someone who was so close to the women to not tell them. So that is what fucked this whole thing up. There's no one who's really good in this. And I'm really looking at Heather sideways. I really am.